Morning, everybody. Let's plant some corn, shall we? So, already getting it loaded up. DeKalb seed. This particular variety, we don't know. What it is, DeKalb, if you tell them the day length you need and the traits you need, they will send you a variety that matches all the things you need, but it's stuff that's just packaged generically. So this variety is this giant number, EBW100VT2PRIB, and it's because it's not triple stacked, so we don't need to know the specific variety. That PGS stuff is triple stacked, which triple stack, double stack, that's just talking about how many levels of protection you have. This is getting planted somewhere where we didn't have corn last year, so we don't need underground protection, which would be from rootworm, but we do have above ground protection from all the insects that would kill it from making grain corn. I'm going to plant about an 18-acre field, so what I'm doing, because I don't know where I'm going to go next, so what I'm doing is I'm just filling one bag between two boxes. So that'll do about 20 acres-ish. So I'm going to get this thing loaded up. I already know I got to adjust my row cleaners, the shark teeth down there. But unlike all the cool fancy planters in the Midwest, mine are manual with a pin system, so I got to crawl under there and adjust them all individually. So I'm going to get going on this. Okay, now some of you might be wondering why the seed is colored the way it is. You know, that doesn't look like corn that you go buy at a store because of the color. What that is the insecticide that's on it to keep it from being ate below the ground. And then the other color in there, I'm going to say we got like the predominant color, I'm going to just call pink or red. And then it's like a purple, just a few seeds kind of scattered throughout. That's what's called refuge. So corn borer is a big problem. It'll just destroy your grain yield. We've got traits in the corn that'll keep that from happening. But in order to keep the corn borer from becoming tolerant to it and becoming a huge problem that we can't control, they have what's called refuge. In this case, it's blended in. I think it's like 20% of the kernels are going to be non-treated, so that means the corn borer can attack those, can eat on those, but it will die if it tries to attack the other stuff. Seems to work all right. Now I'm going along and adding graphite. All this is dry lubricant, help that seed slide through everything like it needs to. Just need a little bit in each box. Like I said, the only purpose of this is just help that seed slide. A lot of people use talc, a lot of people use graphite. I don't know which is better, which is worse. I just know growing up, the John Deere planter said to use talc, and we bought this one that said to use graphite, so that's what I use. Now, if you've ever ran Case equipment, you know the joy of these Pro 700 monitors. Oh, they drive you absolutely nuts. Okay, that's up. Get it to fold. And then I was going to tell you one other fun thing about dealing with graphite. If there is any breeze whatsoever, your arms, your face, everything is going to be solid black by the end of the day. But now I got to run to the shop, got to grease. I see we need to grease it. We need to loop the chains, and I need to adjust all my openers because I can tell I got to drop them things quite a ways because I know this first field I'm going to, I got to go searching for moisture, so see how that goes. Okay, so I got all the row openers moved. Each one you have to go through, take that pin out, slide it, drop it down to where you want, and put it back in. Takes a while. Now I got a new problem. Air compressor's been running for a good half an hour. That should be spraying air, nothing. Pressure gauge on the monitor says it's got 150 psi in there, which is more than it should even be capable of doing. Now I think about it, we had a lot of trouble with this thing last year because it was full of dirt from sitting outside. We wound up changing out a couple of different pressure switches. So now to start diagnosing that problem. So here it is, 1 o'clock. Planter's still sitting here at the blue shop. We figured out our problems though. We got two. One, bad pressure transducer. That is why, no matter what, it always showed 150 pounds of pressure, whether there was 0 pounds or it was full of air. Other problem, the on-off switch for the compressor is shot. It was running non-stop. The other thing, this compressor would kick on and off a lot. We're thinking it's because this housing is cracked and it was seeping out a little bit of air. I'm gonna go see if Napa has either one of these. Wish me luck. Well, one thing that's happened this afternoon, we got some pop-up thunderstorms. I like it. Getting some spots on the window. Got this thing folded up, making a race back to the hay shed, which now I gotta move equipment around because I got nowhere to park it. This place I parked it earlier now has equipment. Lots of fun. Anyways, let's go get this figured out before it gets wet. This is what'll drive you nuts out here on the plains. Right up there, it's raining. You know, 1,000 foot up, it's a good rainstorm. None of it's making it to the ground. I can see blue sky right through over there. Pretty dang decent rain over there though. See if we wind up getting anything or if the wind's just gonna blow, because as you can see by the dirt over there, wind's coming. Okay, so as for parts, yes, turn the volume down, turn the beepers off. Okay, as for parts, went to Napa, they had nothing. Couldn't even get it found in their system on anything. Went to O'Reilly's, they found one but not the other. Didn't have it here. So now it's looking like dealer. Now we called our, well, what is our local case dealer, a little over an hour away. They had neither one there. Be here Monday if they ordered today. Monday. Today's Wednesday, guys. We're talking about parts for a corn planter. I mean, this is the frustrating part about dealing with any equipment other than green. And this is why I talk about, I feel like we get cornered in to where we don't have an option other than green. Because I guarantee you, if that was a green planter, those parts would be in Denver. They'd be here 7 a.m. on freight truck. Case, I could pay, you know, $150 to get them overnighted, I suppose. Probably even more than that. And that's just super frustrating. Plus, it's afternoon, so I doubt I could even get them by tomorrow morning now. So, super frustrating. Talked to Bart. There's a couple of case dealers about 2 to 3 hours away, kind of spread throughout western Kansas. I'm gonna call them because I've dealt with our local one before on this planter. I think I've called to talk to their planter tech twice and their parts guy a couple times. They know nothing about our planter, where it uses the air pressure for the downforce, hydraulic drive. They were just stunned by what I was asking about. They're all, we have no planters out there like that. They're all, the planter tech was all, you're gonna have to find a planter tech that knows more about it, because right now you know more about your type of planter than I do. So that's why I've been dealing with Garden City for a lot of stuff on the planter. It's about 120 miles away. Fairly decent sized store. There's another one, I'd probably be close to the same distance away, north of there. Surely one of them two will have the parts for it. Hopefully. Forgot a piece of paper. I had to come back to the tractors. Look at this. It's trying to sprinkle here, but I got blue sky. Heavy rain about to hit Lamar. And then I go over this way and oh man, look at that. Heavy rain just north. But this nice little gap right in the middle. All these storms will drive you absolutely insane. That's maybe 7 miles up there. So there's about a 10-12 mile stretch here where nothing. Oh, frustrating. We'll see. We got another one way back over there. When I watched the weather this morning, they were calling for about 6 o'clock tonight. So we'll see if they're right, or if it's a big swing and a miss like last weekend. Just calling around for parts, it became abundantly clear we need a parts manual for that planter, because every dealership we talked to, we got a different story on availability either way, the power sensor or pressure sensor, or however you want to say it, is coming from a town about 2 hours north of us, FedExing it. It should be here tomorrow, it says. The pressure sensor, the one that tells the computer how much pressure the air compressor has, we had one, so we just got to order one from any of the dealers to just get one coming. So no big deal there. So I figured it's 4 o'clock now. Came up here to the spray shed, try and finish this up a little bit. Got the old Venturi setup taken off, need to bolt the new one on. Got the holes drilled in the other day, and then I was starting to mock everything up, and I go, that is not going to work the way I had hoped. So I went in and I got a 45 instead of a 90, and then the hose barb. So I'm going to get that put together, but yeah, I'll just have that guy dump it in there, that one dump there, set that up, done. Oh, finally, guys, this project is done. So I got the new Venturi here, got the hose hooked up, got these guys plumbed straight in, because when I'm filling this guy full, I'm using about 25 gallons of each of these. The one problem I do have is my gauge is on that side. So the first load will be slow of kind of marking on the side, so I kind of have a better idea of how much chemical I have in there without having to crawl underneath there. But then I've got a hose laying right there that was already made to connect from here to here. That guy will just simply click on there. Bingo. Oh, this is a nice feeling to have this finally done. Now for the fun job of cleaning up the mess I've made. Just met with the big chief, kind of came up with a plan for tomorrow, which, as we always joke, it's 5:30 now. Give it 30 minutes from now, it'd be a completely different plan. So by tomorrow morning, we won't do anything that we just talked about. But that's one thing about him. I mean, his brain, it's always spinning 100 miles an hour. And when you're dealing with 9, 10, 12 employees, you're just trying to figure out stuff to keep everybody busy at all times when we're not in the middle of harvest or haying and all that. So I'll give him credit for that. He's really good at coming up with random jobs to keep everybody busy. It's one thing I really struggle at. But either way, I'm gonna go check on the family, go see what they're up to before I make my loop around, go check on fields, check on cattle. Got a semi-load of cattle coming tonight, so talk to you guys later.